up, y'all? Welcome back. Whether you're trying to learn Delta blues guitar or hill country blues guitar or even modern blues guitar, playing monotonic bass patterns is really an essential skill that you'll need to master. But sometimes jumping into full-length songs is a little bit too difficult. So something that I often do for my students is come up with these little one-day challenges so that you can work on a skill and play a song that's fun to play, but it's easy enough to learn in one day. For a lot of you guys, it might just take the length of this video for you to be able to do it. Some other guys, it might take, 30 minutes, an hour, and some people it might take a few days. But try to learn it quickly and then memorize it so you can sit there and just plug away on this monotonic bass pattern, while you're watching TV or while you're just hanging out. And the goal here is to try to get our thumb to be able to work more on autopilot so we don't have to think about it and we can just think about the melody or whatever else is playing in the song. So we're gonna walk through all the parts here, and then at the end we'll do a slow play with the metronome so you guys can try to play along. Let's just jump into the lesson now. All right, nice. So the first thing you need to know about this song is it's 12-bar blues pattern. On the tabs, however, I put it into a 24-bar blues in the key of A. 24-bar blues and 12-bar blues are exactly the same. The only difference is you've just doubled up the number of measures. The second thing you gotta know is we're basically just kind of playing a riff and then monotonic bass. And what does monotonic bass mean? It just means that we're clicking away on the root notes of each chord on quarter notes. That just means that whatever the chord is, in the first case it's A, this is in the key of A, so the first bass notes we're playing is A, okay? Later we're gonna play a D string, okay, over the D chord, and then also E string over the E chord, okay? So the thumb is really kind of very basic. The riff, let's get into the first riff. It sounds like this. Okay, so that's the first riff without the bass notes. Let me slow that down for you. So what you want to start with is we're basically playing kind of an A position, A major chord, right? And we're just gonna go like this. On the D string, we're going 2, 4, 2, 2. Okay, that's the notes, and the rhythm is gonna be like this. So it starts with a rest. We're gonna go 2, 3, 4, rest, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. The 2, 4. Make sure you're doing that with a hammer on. Okay. Okay. That's how that first part sounds. So it's a tricky rhythm, but basically we're going rest, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Slide it up and do that little partial bend, okay? Let's go through that second phrase. So we're just landing on here. Basically that's measure 1. The first thing we played was a pickup measure. Now this is measure 1. Okay, so we're gonna slide into that note, that slight 6th fret note there. So you're gonna land there with your third finger, okay? And then you're gonna do the second part of the riff. Okay, so basically what we're doing is we're sliding up to 7th fret, hitting the 5th fret, and giving it one of those quarter step bends. You can actually also do a half step bend. This can be a little bit farther than your normal quarter step bend. To give it more of kind of a major feel, blues major chord, kind of like that sound instead of minor sound. It's in between those two notes. We're bending the 5th fret, kind of in between this note and this note, okay? Indicated by that quarter step bend that you can see on the tabs there, okay? And then we're just resolving to this note A, 7th fret of the D string, okay? So altogether, the first riff sounds like this, and we're gonna repeat it almost 4 times in a row, 3 full times, and then the last time it resolves to a D. But this is the full riff. I'll play it real slow. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, then repeat. When you repeat it, make sure that you keep the bass going, okay? So notice the second time through, we kept the bass. Like that. Okay, so that can be kind of tricky. So if you can get that first phrase, like we're talking about this one-day challenge, right? That's where you should spend most of your time. Once you get that phrase, Okay? The other phrases are going to feel very similar with your hands. For example, let's keep moving on. So measure 8 going into measure 9, it feels about the same with the hands, but you're only sliding into the 5th fret this time of the G string, and then resolving the bass note to the D string. So that sounds like this. Okay? And notice the kind of answer phrase, the call is like this. Okay, and then the answer is, right, for the first phrase. The second phrase, the answer sounds like this. Okay, so it's very similar, right? So once you get the feel of the first phrase, the second and third and the rest of the song feels a lot easier. So that's why I want you to spend the most time on that very first phrase. So basically we're doing the same phrase, hammer on. This time only slide to the 5th fret and then move your thumb to the D string. Okay, so we're going, measure 9 starts 5, slide up to 7, back to 5, then resolve to 2 on the G string. Okay, the whole time we're just clicking away on that D string note. Okay. Now, when you go to the riff on measure 12, okay, notice we were playing that D note, but the riff is on the D string, so we stopped the monotonic bass temporarily for that phrase. And that's okay because sometimes when you stop the bass line, it's like a breakdown, and then when you come back into the phrase, it sounds more dramatic for the listener. So that'll be like this. I'll back it up to measure 11, 3, 4, 1. Yeah. Okay, and then those measures were exactly the same as the beginning, okay? So now let's look through the last phrase, okay? So measure 16 starts here, okay? And measure 17 resolves to basically the open E string plus the 4th fret of the G string, okay? Now what we're doing there is we're landing on chord tones. Okay, we're landing on this 4th fret. That's the note B over the E chord. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, this time we're landing over the note A, which is part of the D chord, right? This is the D chord, this is the note A. Cool. Okay, that's measure 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, back to the riff. This last time, we're landing on the major 3rd of E, which is the 6th fret of the D string, okay? And that is the note G sharp, okay? Like where my first finger is on this E major chord. I'm gonna play measure 21 through the end of the song. So it sounds like this. Okay, and then the whole thing starts over. Let's do that slow playthrough. Okay, so for the regular playthrough, I'm playing it at about 150. Okay, so let's slow that down to half speed. Let's put it all the way down to 75. Great. So 75, okay, and now I'm gonna play through it. Here we go, try to follow along. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. that's where it starts over. The last measure. Again, guys, if you're struggling with this, go back and kind of watch some of those other things, but you can also just practice doing the parts by themselves. If you're struggling with just the lead line, okay, just play that by itself, okay? But make sure when you're doing that, you're plucking with these fingers and not your thumb, because we need that thumb to be left over to do the monotonic bass patterns later. So just make sure that if you're breaking the parts apart, like the melody and the bass line, that you're playing the melody with the fingers and the bass line with the thumb. Okay, guys, so this is those one-day challenges. See if you guys can do it. If you can and you want to, post yourself playing this song and tag me with Feedback Guitar Academy one-day challenge. So thanks for watching this, guys. I hope you had fun learning this one, and I'll see you guys on the next one.